So I've been into knives for a while. I prefer them. I think they're beautiful. I think they're practical. I think it's the most human tool ever created if you think about it. Other than a club, humans have been using bladed instruments since the dawn of man. So I have some here that are budget friendly for sure, when it comes to their actual practical use and durability, ergonomics, and how they fit into each and every category of day-to-day life. So this is what I found works for me. And honestly, I'm not too picky. I'm a craftsman. I use my knives pretty hard. I have some for work and some for actual play. But I just wanted to show, maybe you get an idea for someone you care about. Because there's a lot out there. It seems like this EDC thing is, well, it's been growing in popularity for a while, so. I guess I'm a connoisseur of sorts, but I'm not the only one. But everyone gets used and they have their purpose. I buy them because they work, not just because they look pretty or it's got a brand name on it. They've got to have the construction to back it up. So we'll start over here, just keeping it basic. I guess we'll start with the fixed blades. These, like I got these two CRKT minimalists. It's the same kind of blade. It's a clip point. These are actually, this is my daughter's. She carries this every time she goes and walks the dog. And this one's my wife's. And this is also my daughter's. This is the Victorinox Cadet. It's very simple. It's mostly like a personal hygiene. It's got like a nail file, little cap opener, can opener, and a little pen knife there. So she uses it mostly to clean her nails and to open up any kind of clamshell packaging or boxes she has. Very nice, budget friendly especially. These are, they don't cost a lot. It's, I mean, you get what you pay for. It'll work. Let's see what we got here. This is the SE3 mill version. This is a fucking awesome blade. If you just needed one knife that you could both carry every day and I guess use out camping, fishing, whatever, I'd say go with this one. The size is on point. You'll look this one up and you'll see that price. You're like, what the fuck? But they have a warranty. The warranty is if you break it, if you shoot it with a gun, if you try to pry open a door with it and snap the blade off, just send them whatever pieces you can find and they will send you a brand new one. So don't let the price scare you because this is meant to be a knife for life. I love it. Love it so much I bought another. This is not the most recent purchase, but this is the SE Azula. Again, the same warranty. So buy with confidence in that regard. As you can see, it's a hell of a lot smaller, so this is more practical for me when I'm going to do just quick things with the kids. Don't need to carry this around all the time, especially wearing shorts. Pain in the ass, but not saying I don't love it. There's just a time and place for that one. The Azula here is fucking awesome. Perfect size. Added my Carta handles and I got this Kydex sheath. Doesn't come with that. Going up, this is the first knife my wife bought me actually. This is the Spyderco Street Beat. Beautiful blade. I think it's designed by a man named Fred Perrin. It's just, it works. I mean, this is meant to be, I guess, a self-defense, but I use this mostly for whittling. I like the way the tip is, just the overall shape, this flat grind, which means that there's no like real ridges. As opposed to this, you can see how all these geometrical lines and grind patterns on there, you can see how they're different. This one is just flat ground. And that has its practicality when it comes to like food prep and slicing, as well as shaving wood, almost like a chisel. I've used this really effectively. Love that knife. It's more sentimental than anything. So let's see, this is probably one of the oldest knives. Let's see, it's a Tramontina stainless Brazil. I'm not exactly sure what kind of stainless it is, but I've had this since I was about 9 years old. Found this and bought it when I was living in Puerto Rico. When I first started doing bushcraft, taking down palms, weaving leaves, everything. Before I knew much about knives, this carried me away. This one right here is actually a custom. It's a local craftsman and veteran. This company is called Cattail Creek. This is made out of ABL steel, which is a common steel used in custom knife making. Knife makers love this steel. It's a stainless, so it won't rust as easy, and it's just phenomenal. That's not rust. That's from the leather sheath. And there's the woman who bought me that knife. So going down, I really like this one for everyday carry. Super light. It's a Spyderco Dragonfly 2. You cannot go wrong. When you first get this knife and hold it, you'll feel it's super light. You'll feel like this is a cheap piece of shit, but trust me, it'll get the job done. I used this regularly when I was working in warehouses a lot. Furniture warehouses, opening packages, patching up furniture, cutting straps. Like, it will do the job, and it doesn't take up much space in your pocket. That's the thing. For me at the time, it was better than carrying a box cutter, which was kind of obnoxious. Love this knife. This is an all-time favorite. Another one from my warehouse days would be this Benchmade Mini Griptilian. They have a larger one, obviously called the Griptilian, but when you close it, on the Griptilian, that one has a nice sound to it when it closes. The Griptilian sounds clunky like plastic. It's just too big, and I don't know, I guess that's a preference thing, but regardless, the Griptilian line from Benchmade, if it's still around, you should check it out, because solid. It's so awesome that I fucking bought 2, actually 3. My wife's got one like this, but in pink. This one I bought, I can switch around the handle scale so I can have that blade, but this is a different blade shape. Again, I love the construction, the durability of the materials, and I wanted this knife again, just with a different blade shape for a different purpose. Wonderful. Again, both of those are from my warehouse days. This one also was from my warehouse days. When I first picked this one up, it's from Cold Steel. It's the Mini Recon. This thing is a tank. That's all I have to say. I've had this one for 8 years, 5 years, 8 years. Beat the shit out of both of them. Cannot go wrong. Cold Steel is a great company. It's a lockback design, which means you got to push that in the back, and a lot of people don't like that now. They like these fancy things where you can just open it up with like a compression lock, or this axis lock. That's what they call this. But they like those because they think you can't close it with one hand, but you can open it with one hand and close it, because when you close it, the blade is not touching your finger. You just whip it down and it touches right there. Again, warehouse days, slipped it in and out of my pocket, opening boxes, cutting bandings and straps. It fucking works. So let's see. Go back up. There's another Cold Steel. This is the most recent Cold Steel I've purchased. Purchased this because honestly, I'd been eyeballing it for a while, but I didn't really know exactly what to expect. The photos online were very vague, and all the reviews just were too biased. When I got it, I was very surprised at how slim the profile is. I mean, you can see that. Disappears in the pocket, though. It's fairly fucking large. It's aluminum handles, and let's see, what is that? S35 VN steel, which is good. Really good for what it costs. This one's called the Code 4. Again, you can close it one-handed. It's awesome. I purchased this because I needed something recently for more woodworking. I restore and repair furniture, all kinds of things, actually. primarily focus on furniture, and I like this Tanto because I can use the regular blade for normal things like cutting open packages, boxes, and whatever. But then this, if I ever needed to sculpt or shave some wood, that's a chisel in your pocket. And I've used it really, really effectively for that. Cold Steel has a great reputation for just creating durable knives that law enforcement and military both use. So now going on to these, I've had, again, about 8 years. I actually lost this, and then I had to rebuy it because I fucking loved it so much. So the first time I bought it was 8 years ago. This is the Ontario Rat Model 2. Model 2 signifying that it's the smaller version. Made out of Aus-8 Japanese stainless steel. Great stuff. Great stuff. Holds an edge for a while, and when you sharpen it, it gets hair-popping sharp. I like the ergonomics of this. Again, it's a flat ground blade. I use this for every day, so I can like cut food and whatever the hell. Just throw a knife in my pocket. Super slim, disappears. Great to have. Construction is very solid too. Stand by this one. The only reason I bought this one at first is because I lived in the city limits of like the Chicagoland area, Rockford, and just most states you can't carry large knives, especially folding knives. Usually the requirement is like 2.9 inches or 3 inches. So most of these knives are actually fall into the, you can carry them fucking anywhere except California. So I stayed away from the larger ones. So that was the reason I got this one. This is a 3-inch blade. Perfect. 3-inch blade, 2.5-inch blade, etc. This one is a 3-inch blade. Perfect. You can carry it around the city. Nobody's going to say shit. But this is the larger version. For comparison, you can see this is the Ontario Rat Model 1, or they call it the Model 1 now. Talk about a tank. You can take this for just every day, cutting your food, cutting packages and boxes, and if you find yourself stranded on the side of the road and, I don't know, you just needed something to get you to the next rest stop or gas station, like this is the perfect 2-in-1. Practical and survival. I really like this knife. Again, it's built like a tank. You can baton anything with it. Very good. This one was more of an impulse purchase. I saw this online for sale and it was discontinued shortly after. This is the Civivi Vagabond Badlands. I kind of just like the way this one looks. I don't ever buy knives based on how they look, but this one was sexy. I don't know why. FRN handles, which is fiberglass reinforced nylon. When I got it in my hands, it felt kind of cheap, but it for the price, it does the job. It's not like something you get at a gas station at all. Great knife. They discontinued it after I bought it about 3 years ago, and they're bringing it back, and they're using better materials in the construction, so fucking awesome. Again, I think this is a 3.2-inch blade, so this one might not be legal in Chicago. All right, we'll skip the flashlights just for right now because you can just choose whatever the hell you want. Well, I guess multi-tools. This will be the Leatherman P4. Free P4. Great fucking Leatherman. I always hated Leatherman because you could never use them with one hand. I work with my hands, so I seldom have both hands available. Being able to just open pliers and get to tools with one hand was really a game changer for me. I kind of always wished Leatherman would work for me, but it never did because of that. But they have this magnetic construction where you can just pull out a tool, pick it, locks into place, and everything is just one-handed operation. It's got a little blade too. Everything is one-hand accessible. Scissors, everything locks. Secondary blade, wood saw, all kinds of stuff. This one is good. Really fucking expensive, man. This is ridiculous, but after using it on a few jobs, I was actually able to just finish using only this. So in a way, it's already paid for itself. No regrets. But yeah, paying for that did hurt a bit. This is my most recent purchase. I love the fuck out of this thing so far. I was always deterred from the actual look of this blade. It's a Victorinox. It's called the Soldier. This is actually the new standard issue for this like Swiss military, the German military, the French military, and a few others. I'm telling you, I eyeballed this for years, and I just kept saying no because I thought it looked goofy and I thought it was cheap. I've had this for about 2 weeks now, and let me tell you, I was fucking wrong. This thing is solid as fuck. That blade is awesome. It does have a serration at the front, which I'm not, I mean, you can see I don't ever buy knives with serrated blades. It's just, I need smooth blades for my kind of work. But I took a gamble with this one. I figured this would be a good thing to keep in the bag for just camping. It has a multi-tool. It has, I believe it has a wood saw too. Let's see. Yeah, wood saw, flathead screwdriver, can opener, reamer, and another screwdriver. Overall, I carry this thing every day, and I think I'm going to be carrying this every day for a long time. If you want to get something for your husband or even wife who's getting into outdoors and survival, and they're not really a knife person, but they just need something, I'd say you can't go wrong. I love Victorinox. Victorinox is probably the best fucking manufacturer out there when it comes to quality. I'd say on par, if not better than Leatherman. I tend to favor Victorinox, so I'd say better, but that's my opinion. This would be a great gift for anyone. That's the sheath I carry for this one. Kind of good. I don't like how much noise it makes, but it works. And then this is the sheath I got for that one, carried on the belt. It's pretty sleek. I really enjoy that. So, let's see. This is another Spyderco. This is called the Spyderco Roadie. I really love this knife. I picked this knife up originally because Spyderco had advertised that they were coming up with a knife that was TSA friendly, that wouldn't turn any heads, but then the TSA changed their fucking rules and that went out the window, but they kept the design and released the model anyway. I think it is a friendly looking knife. It doesn't look at all vicious. It's just, I need to clean my nails, open a letter, a package, cut some strings off of my clothes, just whatever, day-to-day tasks. It opens all the way. It has a half stop right there. But this is a gentleman's knife. This is a knife that I'm going to keep to tuck in my suit. That's this one. That's this purpose. Of course, let's see. Everybody knows this Swiss Army knife. It's not like something you pick up at Walmart. I mean, if it doesn't say Victorinox, it's a piece of shit. Just to let you know. I mean, I'm sure you've all had a fucking multi-tool that's claimed to be a Swiss Army knife, and it's fucking bent, the blade's bent, the fucking corkscrew doesn't work. Yeah, that, because it wasn't this brand. Trust me, if you get it with the Victorinox label on it, it's gonna last for the rest of your damn life. This is just their normal SD, which is their smallest model. This is the one you see everybody carrying, the iconic one. Tweezers, toothpick. This one is the one I actually carry though. That used to be a neck knife for me many years ago. I made a sheath and carried it as a necklace for about 4 years. Loved it. Then I upgraded. So this is called the Mini Champ. This has an array of tools that just are practical, and it's so small it just falls in your pocket. This is another one that I'd recommend as a gift for somebody who's not really a knife person, but maybe works in an office or some shit. It's got everything. It's got like scissors, 2 types of knife blades, electronics, screwdriver right there. So it's good for, I use this for like opening toys and changing batteries for the kids. It's got a cuticle pusher, nail clipper. Well, the scissors on there, you can use them as nail clippers. They're that fucking strong. And a nail file, another type of screwdriver. I mean, this thing just has it all. You forget you have it until you don't need it. And that's, what more could you ask for? This is also another great gift. Not cheap, but again, the Mini Champ, they offer it in a plastic scales too. Like that one right there. I've been a fan of Victorinox forever. My only qualm with them is when you will drop your shit. And when you drop it, that plastic sometimes will be alright, but other times will fucking crack. And these aluminum handle scales are the best. That won't happen. And it's actually like this beautiful riveted construction. Again, it's built for life. This is my baby. I love this fucking knife. This is the Pioneer X. Another one that kind of disappears into your pocket. If I just have to grab one knife and get the fuck out the house, just as a multi-tool, it's usually going to be this one. It doesn't have everything, but it has most things that I need. A nice large knife, a pair of scissors, an awl to drill holes in wood and leather, flathead screwdriver and pry bar, can opener. Like, this is practically like everything you would need in your day-to-day life, just as a, not bushcraft, just city life, home life. That's all you fucking need. Flashlights, you can pick whatever the hell you want. Honestly, it's just a preference. It seems like Olight's very popular lately. They got a lot of specials and deals going on, and vendors, distributors everywhere. We got this larger version. What the fuck model is it? I don't even pay attention. i5T, great light. I'll be honest though, this one, bought this one at first, and I think 3 days later, it didn't fucking work. It just wouldn't turn on. Didn't drop it, nothing. But in their defense, I sent them an email, basically scanned this fucking code that they got on there, sent them the serial number, and they sent me this one brand new. Like, so this one works. So that's what saved them in my eyes, at least. I don't know what the fuck happened to the first one I bought, but my first introduction to Olight was this one. It's just because it was a solid brass. Like, I love brass and copper and anything that's like as close to a pure element as you can be. I don't know, something about it. But this is their brass light, and I just love it. It's starting to develop a patina, and yeah, I just like this. Not cheap, these Olights, they can get kind of expensive, so if you're not wanting to do that, I really, really, really recommend this brand. I've had this one for about like fucking 8 or 9 years. I've lost it, and then I bought it again, so I'm saying 8 or 9 years because I have 8 or 9 years of experience with this shit. Through Night is a nice, I wouldn't say, I guess, budget, because they're not as expensive, but they're not cheap. Like, they last fucking forever. Great materials, bright as fuck, and practical. And what the fuck are you doing with your life if you don't have a wood saw already? Like, everybody just needs one of these to throw in a backpack for when you go camping. I like this one by Kershaw. Ended up getting 2. Got this one and then one for my father-in-law. He loves it too. But yeah, that's basically it. Let's see if I can remember. I think this one goes for about, you can look it up. Again, you can look it up yourself. Prices change. This is the Victorinox Pioneer X, Mini Champ, Alox, SD, Victorinox Soldier Knife, Leatherman Free P4, Spyderco Rhodey, Civivi Badlands, Ontario Model 2, Model 1, Cold Steel Cold 4, Cold Steel Mini Recon 1, Benchmade Mini Griptilian, plural, Spyderco Dragonfly. Can't underestimate this, can't overstate this enough. Everybody should have one of those. Let's see, SE Azula, Spyderco Street Beat, my oldest knife from Puerto Rico, custom from Cattail Creek Creations, North Carolina. SE Model 3, SE3, mill, great bushcraft. CRKT Minimalist, and the Victorinox Again, my daughter's Victorinox. It's called the Cadet. It's a pretty fitting name. That's it. It's pretty eclectic, but I stand by all these. I beat the shit out of them. They work, and I don't waste my money on shit that don't work. And out of a lifetime of using knives and everything, there's a couple here that I couldn't find actually, older ones, but it is what it is.